Hey, hi guys, welcome to Simplifying Tech. So in today's session, we are going to check how we can run Spring Boot application in IntelliJ IDEA from scratch. So from scratch means first we will install Java, then we will install IntelliJ IDEA, and then we can create Spring Boot application and we can run a REST endpoint of the Spring Boot application via browsers. So if you are new to Java and Spring Boot and want to explore how we can set up and run Spring Boot application from our local machine, so you came to right tutorial. If you have already installed Java and IntelliJ, so you can skip that part and you can continue watching how we can run the Spring Boot application. So we are covering a step-by-step installation of Java, IntelliJ, and configuration of a Spring Boot application. And we will write the code and we will try to run that IntelliJ IDEA into browser.
Okay, so in the agenda today, so first we will install Java 21, then we will set up Java Home into our Windows machine, and we will install IntelliJ IDEA and we will configure Java 21 into IntelliJ IDEA. Then we will create one Spring Boot project and we will create one REST endpoint into the controller and we will try to run our Spring Boot endpoint from the browser. Okay, so let's get started.
So we will install Java first. So for that, let's go to browser and we have to check like which version of Java we can install. So for Java, so there are different releases. So we will see the which one is a LTS release. What is LTS? So LTS is a long-term support. So what is long-term support? So if you can see this chart, then Oracle Java SE support roadmap. So Java 8 is a basic LTS version, then 11 is LTS, then 17, and then 21. Okay, then 25 is announced in September 2025. So as of now, this one is the latest LTS version, that is a long-term support version. And type download Java 21. Okay, so go to first link. So here if you can see this JDK 21 is there, so click on this JDK 21. So if you can see here, we are getting three options of OS: Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. So go to Windows, and here you can see this x64 installer. This is the download link, so click on this. It will start to download. Let's wait until download this. Okay, so our JDK 21 is downloaded. Let's say open file. Okay, so JDK 21 64-bit. So let's say next. So it is going to default path. That is fine. So go to next. Okay, so it is saying JDK 21 is successfully installed. Let's click on close. In order to work with Java, so we need to set Java home directory. So for that, go to your Windows and type env. So go to this edit system environmental variable option. If you can see this system properties, and inside that this is the environmental variable. So here you can go path section and let's say edit. So if you can see, this is my installed directory of JDK. So go to bin. So this is where like all system files are present. So copy this directory and here say new and paste it here with the bin. Okay, let's say okay. Now we have set the path variable. Now we have to set Java home also. So for that, like in system variables, let's say new and here type Java underscore home, and in the variable value let's paste whatever we have copied, just remove the bin part. Okay, that's it. Let's say okay. So you can see this Java home is added now. So click on OK, click on OK. And now we have to verify if Java home is set. Go to CMD and here you can type Java minus minus version. Yeah, you can see Java 21 is installed as a LTS version and it is successfully running on your machine. Okay, so now next step is we have to install our IntelliJ. Now for that, go to the browser again and type download IntelliJ. So this is the IntelliJ download page. So it is there are different versions available for IntelliJ. So this one is the IntelliJ IDEA Ultimate. So this is a like a paid product. You can see free 30-day trial, but we are not going to continue with this. So scroll down and you will see this IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition, so which is a free and built-in open source. This is open source for use, and we have to download this exe. So let's click on download. Okay, so our IntelliJ IDEA is downloaded. So now let's click on open file to install this. Okay, so this is the welcome screen. So let's click on next. It is asking the destination, so I'm not changing this. Let's say next. So here you can select the appropriate option for you. So like create desktop shortcut, yes, and then create association. Let's select on Java only, and let's say next. Let's install. Okay, so our IntelliJ Community Edition is installed. So click on run this Community Edition, and let's say finish. So now it is asking welcome to IntelliJ IDEA and create new project. So in order to start with, let's click on this new project, and if you can see this let's click on build system as a Maven, and then Oracle open JDK is 21. Let's click on create. Okay, so by default it is a created our core Java project, and here it is a public static void main. So try to run this project. Okay, so if you can see, so we are printing here hello and welcome. So here it is printing hello and welcome, and here we are printing this loop. Okay, so this is getting values here. So now let's move to Spring Boot project. So in order to create Spring Boot project, so there are two approaches. You can create from IntelliJ IDEA itself, but more recommended way is from browser. So from browser, we have to create from a Spring initializer. So if you can see this Spring initializer URL, so Spring is provided this feature in order to create our Spring Boot application. So go here. So this is the first way. I will tell the IDE way also. Okay, so now here we have to select this as a Maven project, and language is Java, Spring Boot 3.4, and then com dot simplifying text, and here we can say Spring Boot test, and let's say Java version as a 21, and in the dependency just we need to add one dependency, that is a web dependency, because we are creating web project, and let's say generate project. So we got this, let's say open file. So right click here, and let's say extract to specified folder, and you can give the path where it do you want to extract this. So I have created this workspace for IntelliJ work. So here I'm extracting this. So our Spring Boot project is created. So now let's go to IntelliJ, and let's try to open that downloaded project. So you have to go to tools, IntelliJ work, and Spring Boot test. Let's say okay, test project, this window. Okay, so if you can see this Spring Boot test application is created, and you can see this Maven also is getting created for this starter web. Okay, so now let's go to our main application. So this is Spring Boot application. By default this main class is created. So now I will tell another way to create the application. So for this go to this file and settings, and there is a one plugin that we can install in order to create the Spring Boot application. So go to plugins, and here you can type. Okay, so if you can see this start Spring Boot project. Okay, so here you can see this initializer itself. So you can install this, accept. So it's installed. We have to restart this IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, so now let's go and here click on new project, and if you can able to see this start.spring.io. So here without going to the browser, so here this option is available. So here also you can select this Maven, then Java, and then Spring Boot, and then here you can type boot test, and here you can add the dependency as a Spring Web. Okay, and now let's click on generate. So observe here, so where it is creating project. Okay, so if you can see downloaded project in the C admin this is this boot test. Okay, so you have to note this directory. So in this directory only this project is created. So boot test, right? So I'm in this step folder and this boot test package. Boot test project is created. So you can import this by using here. For now I am cancelling. So you can import this project by using the file and open menu. Okay, so I'm not going to open that file. So we have already created a Spring Boot test. So here like it is asking like project JDK is misconfigured. So set up SDK. So go here and give him this 21 version of JDK. So we can add the JDK path to set up the JDK. So go to program files, Java, JDK 21 and click on OK. Okay, so now we are compatible. So what we have to do, so we will create one REST endpoint in Spring Boot application and we will try to run that from our browser. So go to our package and create new Java class. So name as a controller. Okay, so our controller class is created. So what we have to do, so we have to annotate as a REST controller. Okay, so now this is a REST controller. So now we have to create one method, and then here we have to do return statement, and we are returning something. So we will write some HTML code. So let's say h1 header, and we have to type Spring Boot hello, and then we can complete this h1. Okay, so now we have created one method. So just we have to do some, we have to write one more annotation, that is a gate mapping. Okay, so gate mapping, what is the gate mapping? So type here hello spring boot. Okay, so this is our REST endpoint. So click save and just try to run this REST controller. So for that so what we are doing here, so we are declaring this controller as a REST controller, and we are created one method, and we are doing this get method. Okay, so let's try to run this application. So go to Spring Boot application and say run. Okay, so if you can see this console. Okay, so Tomcat is initiated with the port 8080 allow access. Okay, so our Spring Boot application is started in 6 seconds. So Tomcat is started on port 8080. So we will use 8080 ports. Go to browser and try to run this application. So go here and type http colon / localhost colon 8080 and our REST endpoint, that is a hello Spring Boot. Click on enter. Okay, so you got Spring Boot hello. So what is this hello Spring Boot? So this one is we have provided here hello Spring Boot. This is our endpoint for gate mapping. So suppose you want to post some data, so you will use post mapping, and you want to update some data, then you will use put mapping. For delete, it's a delete mapping. So like this you can use this gate mapping and REST controller in order to run your Spring Boot application. So to summarize with, so this way we can, from scratch we have installed Java 21 version, that is a long-term support version, LTS. Then we have installed our IntelliJ IDE. We have configured Java 21 into IntelliJ IDE, and then we have created a Spring Boot test application from Spring Initializer. Also we have checked support for a plugin. From plugin also we can create Spring Boot application, and then we have written one sample REST controller class, and we have ran that program from our IntelliJ, and we observed that it is running from your browser also. So this way we can set up our Spring Boot application into IntelliJ IDE. Stay tuned for further interesting sessions, and thanks a lot for watching.